So my crank is due any minute now. I've been waiting for it to come back from PJME. They've had it for 7 weeks. There's a bit of a delay on getting the center seal. So yeah, and I've had building work going on, loads of work, fixing an RGF 125. So this has sort of just been here waiting. So I'm gonna get these bearings back in, heat this casing up, so they should go a bit easier, get the bearings out the freezer, and hopefully we'll be good to go. All right, bag of frozen bearings, and there should be a brand new and a new bearing. I'm pretty sure seal sits that way, so the bearing's going to sit that way. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think the seal has to go in from that side. Where is the seal? There's the seal. Is it going? Yeah, it'll go in that side fine. What about if I try to push it in from here? Yeah, I mean that goes in okay. Might just give that a little love tap. Get that in there first. Do I want to do that? Or am I happy going the other way? What size are we? Nah, do you know what? That's fine. That's going to go in fine. That can go in afterwards. Right. That one will do. Get the old bearing installer ready. What would be really nice is if it just fell in, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'll give it a quick heat up actually. That's not really a great deal amount, but something's better than nothing. Yeah. There was hope, at least. If that leaks, that'd be an easy enough one to change. Right. Next one. What was that? Is that the one I've got? just so it doesn't get lost. Right, this one I'm not too sure on. It's got like a little raised, or it looks raised. And another side's got a seal. I'm gonna put the seal side down, I think is what I shall do. We're still going. There we go. That's that one in. The one that has the what's it called on it? Counterbalance shaft. I'm gonna go get it quickly just so I can be sure what way it goes and whatnot. Here's a counterbalance shaft. I reckon it goes that way. There's no way that that could spin in there, so it has to go that way. So let's take this apart. So that must go through there. And into there like so, yeah. Nice. Okay. So, new bearing. Where did I put that one? There. So, genuine brand new one. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put another thingy, but just on the inside, just so that the rollers don't have the opportunity to fall out when I'm hitting it. I'd rather not be hitting it, but you know, got to work with what I've got. There's a circlip I saw somewhere. Does that go in there? That would make sense. I might just have to go and check some of the diagrams. I've got a seal as well. Does that seal go there? Where else could that seal go? Yeah, it must go there. Yeah, so I suspect that, and then the shaft goes through. Lovely jubbly. Let's just feel like that in there. That is in there. There we go. I'm happy with that. That slide through into the other side. Lovely. Now, I will have a little look, see if I can get new washers, the little tangs, because you need to bend them over. So we'll have a little search before we get too involved with saying it's done. So just hand tight for the minute so I don't lose it. This gearbox is a bit like the Suzuki RGV gearbox, where it's a cassette type, so it's just so nice. You can just pull the whole thing out and put a whole thing in like relatively quickly. Let me just put that out of the way. PJME didn't send me new bottom end bearings, which is annoying because I did ask them to, but not the end of the world. Got to order some anyway. So let's get this cassette gearbox in. Should just relatively slide in. Yeah, look at that, beautiful. All right, let's get some bolts in there. I'm trying this dual camera approach, and I've got one on my chest. So hopefully it doesn't, you can't see it, but you know, it is what it is. Really sad I didn't get this done before summer was done. It's just unfortunate it's taken so long to get the crank. And also it took a really long time for the bearings and other stuff to come through from Parcel Force, because they'd just integrated their system with Royal Mail, and yeah, there were some issues around what do they call it, the import tax. So although I'd paid it, it wasn't showing as being paid on Parcel Force's end. I spent hours and hours calling them, and yeah, right old faff. But nonetheless, we've got the bits, so there we go. Right, like I say, I will look up the correct torque spec for this, and I will do that off camera. Little washer there. Right, so we need to get on here. There's a little dot, and there's a dot on the balance shaft, and they need to line up. There we go. All right, let's see what we can do with this then. Where is it? All right, got little tabs on these bearings. I want to make sure that that's started to come up a little. All right, I want to just get these roughly where they want to be. Where'd that dog go? There we go. All right. Yeah, that looks good. See those little little dots lining right up, so that's good. Right, next task, relatively simple one, is put the gasket on there, which is there. Lovely jubbly. And now for the messy bit. Just putting sealant all around the casing, getting the two bits together. So I've got two approaches to this. I could do both sides of the casing or just do one. I might just do one, and I might just do it on the top. I've given it all a clean since it's been vapor blasted, just because you get a little bit of bead in places. But there's only so much you can do, right? This is some Free Bond 1104. messy old stuff. What we don't want to do is get it in any oil holes. Just gonna spread my fingers. Right, just a quick one. Just gonna buzz all these in, and then I'll torque them up later. Right. Now do for that one for the minute. So I put the new rings on a piston, new clips. I've primed the big end bearing with some 2-stroke. Just give it a little squirt. So and so. Done the same on the little end. And I'm only going to do this one piston at the minute because the other piston whilst it's a bit beat up and that's okay, it's not ideal, but there's some rough edges. I need to get some sandpaper and take the edges off. Yeah, there. So I'm going to take the edges off, see what it's like before I consider even putting that one on. I mean, I will have another look, see if I can find another piston, but chances are it's going to be that one. So just going to put base gasket on. Looks like it's going around a little peg. Helps if it goes on square. Get over the dowels. There we go. What I will do is just give these rings a little drop of oil just to help them get in a little bit easier. All right, get that there, get one there. Give it a little square in here. Right, let's see how easily this will go on. Get the rings lined up, compress them. Lovely jubbly. So that's that one on. Like I say, I won't do the other one just yet until I've either sanded off the edge or found another. I'm gonna find some nuts, put this on, and then hopefully we can call that a day. Have I done that up? Yeah, I've done that up. It looks like I could go more. We'll check that because there seems to be a bit of a gap there. Right. Nice. Nice little extras. Right, should be a piston. It is a piston. Got new rings, so new rings be going in. It's alright. And a pair of cans. That one's really nice. And the second one. Yeah. You know, considering they're 30 years old, they look a million times better than my crumpled cans that I've got. Yeah, this one needs a little bit of an extra clean up, but I think it, yeah, it can't. I'd use it as it is. Happy with that. Happy with the other one. Happy with the piston. Get that into the engine. Get the engine into the bike, and then we'll call it there for a little bit. I need to look at some wiring loom options. I say options. I need to clean the wiring loom, start putting things back on the frame. So we'll leave that for the next episode. Yeah, so we'll get to putting the engine back completely together and into the frame next. So didn't use this piston in the end. I got the other one, as you've seen, but I've finished building the engine to a degree, and I've put it in the frame. So here we go. It's only being held in with the two back bolts at the minute. Not everything's attached, you know. Still lots to do, but you know, it feels like a step closer. And I think this is where we will leave this episode. Next episode, we'll finish getting the engine together, hopefully. Give the wiring a clean up. Hopefully get some things plugged in. Look at the exhausts. Yeah. Maybe make a bit more progress. You know, it might get to a point where it's a rolling starting chassis, but we'll still need the brakes sorting. I don't know what state the brakes and whatnot are. Haven't looked at them since I took it apart. But yeah, there we go. I'll see you on the next one.